My friend, you were not born by accident. You were not placed on this earth to simply exist, to merely survive, or to drift through life without meaning. Within you, there is a seed of greatness. A divine blueprint was placed inside your spirit before you even took your first breath. You were created with a purpose, designed with intention, and filled with potential beyond what your mind can currently comprehend. But the tragedy of life is not death. The real tragedy is a life that never discovers why it was given. The graveyard is full of books never written, songs never sung, businesses never started, dreams never pursued. Too many people leave this earth without ever becoming what they were created to be. Not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the knowledge of who they truly are. You must understand that you are not a product of your environment. You are not the sum of your circumstances. You are not defined by the opinions of others. The key to unlocking your true potential is found in discovering your original purpose. And purpose is not something you decide, it is something you discover. A product never tells its manufacturer why it exists. The manufacturer already determined that before it was made. So, if you want to know why you were born, you must go back to the one who created you. Inside of you, there are gifts that have not yet been revealed. There are ideas waiting to be birthed, solutions to problems no one has solved yet, books the world has not read, and businesses that will change nations. But potential is never realized in a place of comfort. Potential is maximized in the presence of challenge, resistance, and discipline. Do not settle for mediocrity. Do not become a slave to fear. Do not allow distractions, doubts, or disappointments to convince you that you were meant for less than greatness. You were designed to lead. You were created to dominate in your area of gifting. Stop waiting for permission to be who you already are. Stop waiting for others to validate what has already been placed within you. Stop looking around for opportunities and start looking within, because everything you need to fulfill your destiny is already inside you. You were not created by accident. Your life is not a random occurrence, nor are you here just to exist without direction or meaning. Every single human being was designed with a specific purpose, and that includes you. Purpose is the reason for which something exists. And everything in life has a reason for being. The sun was created to give light. The seed was created to become a tree, and the bird was designed to fly. Likewise, you were created to fulfill a unique assignment that no one else can complete in the way you were meant to. Before you took your first breath, your purpose was already established. It was not determined by your circumstances, your background, or the opinions of others. It was placed within you before the foundation of the world. You did not choose your purpose any more than a product decides why it was made. A manufacturer does not create something and then figure out its use later. The purpose of a thing is determined before it is even formed. And the same is true for you. One of the greatest tragedies in life is not death, but living without knowing why you were born. Too many people go through life chasing things that were never meant to fulfill them. They pursue money, fame, approval, and temporary success only to find themselves empty. That is because fulfillment can only come from operating in your purpose. You can achieve great things and still feel lost if those achievements are not aligned with why you were created. Purpose is the only thing that gives true meaning to life. There is something within you that the world needs. You were designed to contribute something that no one else can in the way that you can. Your purpose is your unique assignment, and your gifts, talents, and passions are clues that lead to it. When you do what you were created to do, you bring value to the world. The trees provide oxygen, the rain nourishes the earth, and the sun gives light. Each thing contributes in its own way. In the same way, your purpose is tied to making an impact, solving a problem, or fulfilling a need. Many people struggle to find their purpose because they look in the wrong places. Some seek validation from others, hoping that their identity will be confirmed by what people say about them. Others believe that their environment determines their potential, thinking that where they come from limits what they can become. But purpose is not found in people, circumstances, or external validation. It is found within you. The one who created you is the only one who can define why you exist. And the more you align yourself with that truth, the clearer your purpose becomes. Purpose is not about competition, it is about completion. A bird does not compete with a fish, and a lion does not try to swim like a dolphin. Each creature was designed to function in its own domain. You do not have to compare yourself to others because your purpose is unique to you. The moment you stop looking at what others are doing and start focusing on what is inside you, you will begin to unlock the full potential of who you were created to be. Your purpose is not limited by your past, your mistakes, or your struggles. Many people disqualify themselves from greatness because they believe they are not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy enough. But purpose is not about where you have been, it is about where you are going. Every experience you have had, every challenge you have faced, and every difficulty you have overcome is a part of your story. Nothing is wasted. Even the pain you have endured can be used to shape your purpose. Some of the greatest leaders, inventors, and world changers were once told they would never succeed, but they refused to let their circumstances define their destiny. There is no greater fulfillment than walking in what you were created to do. Money cannot replace it. Fame cannot substitute it. And success outside of purpose will never satisfy the deepest part of your soul. Purpose gives you direction, clarity, and a reason to wake up every morning with passion and determination. It is the key to a life of impact and significance. You were born with something that the world needs. Your gifts, your voice, your mind, your creativity, and your ability to solve problems are not random. They were placed in you for a reason. The more you align with that reason, the more you will begin to understand that you were never meant to simply exist. You were meant to thrive, to grow, and to fulfill a purpose that was written long before you arrived on this earth. Inside you lies a reservoir of untapped potential. From the moment you were born, you carried within you gifts, talents, and abilities that are yet to be fully realized. Potential is not something that exists outside of you. It is something already embedded within you, waiting to be discovered and developed. Just as a seed contains an entire tree within it, you carry within you everything necessary to fulfill your purpose. However, just like a seed must be planted, nurtured, and grown, your potential must be cultivated and activated. One of the greatest misconceptions people have is believing that they need something external to validate or unlock their potential. Many wait for the right circumstances, the right people, or the right opportunities before they begin to move forward. But potential is not dependent on what is around you, it is dependent on what is within you. Everything you need to succeed has already been placed inside you. The problem is not the absence of potential, but the failure to recognize and develop it. There are many people who go through life never tapping into what they were truly capable of. They settle for less. Not because they lack ability, but because they have not been taught to see beyond their current situation. A bird does not need to be taught how to fly. It simply needs to be given the space and encouragement to spread its wings. In the same way, your potential is not something you have to acquire. It is something you must awaken. The key is to understand that you were created with everything you need to fulfill your destiny, and your responsibility is to bring it forth. The greatest enemy of potential is complacency. Too many people become comfortable with where they are and never push themselves to discover what more they are capable of. Comfort zones are the burial ground of greatness. When you settle for what is easy and familiar, you deny yourself the opportunity to grow. Every great achievement in history was made by someone who refused to settle. Every invention, breakthrough, and discovery came from an individual who believed there was more inside them than what they had already seen. Your environment may not always reflect your potential, but that does not mean it is not there. A diamond buried in the dirt does not lose its value simply because it is covered in dust. It must be uncovered, refined, and polished to reveal its true worth. In the same way, your potential may be hidden beneath doubt, fear, or past failures, but it has never lost its value. It only needs to be uncovered. One of the most powerful ways to unlock potential is through vision. If you can see beyond where you are, you will begin to activate what is inside you. Vision stretches you beyond your present circumstances and allows you to operate in alignment with your purpose. Without vision, potential remains dormant. A person without vision will never fully develop what is inside them because they have nothing to work toward. But when you have a clear vision, you will begin to cultivate the gifts and abilities that were placed in you to achieve it. Discipline is another key to unlocking potential. Just as an athlete must train consistently to develop their skills, you must discipline yourself to refine your abilities. Potential alone is not enough. It must be developed through consistent effort. Talent without discipline leads to wasted potential. Many gifted individuals never reach their full capacity because they refuse to put in the necessary work to sharpen their gifts. Those who maximize their potential understand that greatness requires persistence, sacrifice, and a commitment to continuous growth. The people you surround yourself with also play a significant role in how much of your potential you will realize. If you stay around those who think small, who settle for mediocrity, and who discourage growth, you will find yourself doing the same. But if you position yourself among those who challenge you, who inspire you, and who push you beyond your limits, you will begin to see new dimensions of your abilities come to life. Iron sharpens iron. And being in the right environment will sharpen your skills and bring your hidden potential to the surface. Failure is not an indication of a lack of potential. In fact, failure is often the process through which potential is refined. Many people allow setbacks to convince them that they are incapable. But in reality, failure is simply feedback. It reveals what needs to be improved, what needs to change, and what needs to be strengthened. Every failure carries a lesson, and those who embrace the lessons instead of running from them will continue to grow. Your potential is limitless, but it requires activation. You cannot afford to bury what has been placed inside you. The world is waiting for the manifestation of what you carry. The ideas, solutions, creativity, and innovations inside you are not just for you. They are meant to impact others. The more you develop your potential, the more value you bring to those around you. The key is to recognize that everything you need is already within you and to commit to the process of bringing it to life. Purpose is not something you create. It is something you discover. Before anything is made, its purpose is already established in the mind of the creator. A manufacturer does not build a product and then decide what it will do. The purpose determines the design, the features, and the function. You were designed with purpose in mind, and that purpose was determined before you were born. Your abilities, your strengths, and even your struggles are all connected to the reason you were created. Many people spend their entire lives trying to figure out what they should do, searching for meaning in careers, relationships, or material success. But purpose is not found in external achievements. It is not something you invent or choose based on preference. It is something you are born with, something that is already within you, waiting to be discovered. Just as a seed contains everything necessary to become a tree, you were born with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. The challenge is not whether you have purpose. The challenge is whether you will take the time to discover and develop it. The first step to discovering your purpose is to look within. Too often people search for meaning outside of themselves, expecting someone else to tell them why they exist. But no one can define your purpose except the one who created you. If you want to understand the function of something, you do not ask the object itself or random people. You go to the manufacturer. In the same way, your true purpose is found in connecting with the source of your existence. Your gifts and natural abilities are clues to your purpose. Purpose is always tied to what you were designed to do best. A fish does not struggle to swim, and a bird does not have to be taught how to fly. They were created for it. Likewise, when you operate in your purpose, There is a flow, a sense of alignment, and a deep satisfaction that nothing else can provide. The things you are passionate about, the problems that stir your heart, and the talents that come naturally to you all point toward your purpose. Discovering purpose requires self-awareness. Many people are disconnected from their true selves because they have spent their lives conforming to expectations that were never meant for them. They choose careers based on societal pressure, follow paths dictated by others, and ignore the things that truly ignite their spirit. When you step outside of your true purpose, life becomes frustrating. There will always be a sense that something is missing, no matter how much success you achieve. But when you align with what you were created to do, there is clarity, energy, and an undeniable sense of fulfillment. One of the greatest obstacles to discovering purpose is fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and fear of what others will think keep people from stepping into what they were meant to do. Many have buried their purpose under the weight of doubt and insecurity. But fear is a liar. It convinces you that you are not capable, not qualified, and not ready. The truth is that purpose does not require perfection. It requires willingness. You do not have to have everything figured out before you take the first step. Purpose is revealed in the process. As you move forward, clarity will come. As you take action, the next step will become visible. Purpose is not just about personal success, it is about impact. Your purpose is always connected to serving others in some way. The greatest fulfillment in life does not come from what you gain for yourself, but from what you contribute to others. A tree does not consume its own fruit. It produces fruit for others to benefit from. In the same way, your purpose is not just for you. It is meant to bring value to the world. Whether it is through leadership, creativity, problem solving, or teaching, your purpose will always have a ripple effect that extends beyond you. Living in purpose requires perseverance. There will be challenges, setbacks, and obstacles along the way. But challenges are not meant to stop you. They are meant to strengthen you. Every struggle you face is a part of the process of refining your purpose. The difficulties you go through are often directly connected to what you were created to do. Many of the most impactful people in history faced great struggles, but those struggles prepared them for the work they were meant to do. Purpose is not something that happens overnight. It is a journey of growth, learning, and refinement. The more you embrace the journey, the clearer your purpose becomes. It is not about waiting for the perfect moment, but about taking intentional steps each day toward becoming who you were meant to be. The key is to stay committed, to keep seeking, and to trust that everything you need is already inside you. Growth does not happen in comfort. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, and every moment of transformation occurs in the presence of challenge. Nothing strong is ever built without resistance. Muscles grow by being pushed beyond their limits, and strength is developed through pressure. In the same way, the potential within you can only be unlocked through challenges. Difficulties are not meant to break you, they are meant to reveal the strength you never knew you had. Too often people run from hardship, believing that ease is a sign of success. But comfort is the enemy of growth. The moment you settle into what is easy and familiar, you stop stretching, learning, and improving. Those who achieve greatness are not those who avoid challenges, but those who embrace them. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to grow. The greatest leaders, inventors, and innovators did not reach their potential by staying where it was safe. They faced resistance, overcame obstacles, and used challenges as stepping stones to reach higher levels. Pain and struggle are often the greatest teachers. Many people try to escape difficulty instead of learning from it. But every challenge carries a lesson that is necessary for the next level of your life. When a seed is placed in the ground, it must go through the process of being buried, pressed down, and broken open before it can grow. Without that process, the potential inside it will never be realized. In the same way, the struggles you face are part of your development. They push you beyond what you think you are capable of and prepare you for the purpose you were created to fulfill. There is no progress without resistance. Every time you face an obstacle, you are being given a choice: to give up, or to push through. Those who refuse to quit discover strength they never knew they had. Growth does not happen when things are easy. It happens when you decide to move forward despite the difficulties. Diamonds are formed under intense pressure. Gold is refined in fire, and champions are made through adversity. You do not truly know what you are capable of until you are tested. Fear keeps many people from embracing challenges. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and fear of the unknown stop people from stepping into the greatness inside them. But fear is an illusion. It only has power when you believe in it. The moment you confront fear, it begins to lose its grip. Every person who has achieved something significant had to face fear and move forward anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to keep going despite it. Your mindset determines how you handle challenges. If you see difficulties as roadblocks, they will stop you. But if you see them as opportunities for growth, they will propel you forward. The most successful people are not those who never face difficulties, but those who refuse to be defeated by them. They saw every failure as a lesson, every obstacle as a test, and every setback as a setup for something greater. The way you think about challenges determines how you overcome them. Growth requires discomfort. If you want to reach new heights, you must be willing to go through the process. Just like a caterpillar must struggle to break free from its cocoon to become a butterfly, you must go through a process of transformation to become all you were created to be. The struggle is not a sign that you are failing, it is a sign that you are growing. Many give up too soon because they mistake the process for failure. But the moment of greatest resistance is often the moment before the breakthrough. The challenges you face are preparing you for the future. Nothing you go through is wasted. Every difficulty, every hardship, and every painful experience is shaping you into the person you need to be. If you look back on your life, you will see that the moments of greatest growth came from the times when you were stretched beyond your limits. The same is true for what lies ahead. If you embrace the process, you will discover strength, resilience, and potential that you never realized was inside you. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of struggle, but the decision to keep going despite it. Those who refuse to be stopped by challenges are the ones who rise to the top. They understand that growth only comes through resistance, and that every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger. No matter how difficult the journey may seem, the reward is always worth the struggle. Mediocrity is the enemy of greatness. Many people settle for less than they were created to be, not because they lack potential, but because they have been conditioned to accept average as normal. They grow comfortable with doing just enough to get by, never stretching themselves beyond what is easy or familiar. But nothing great was ever achieved by those who were unwilling to push past limitations. Those who make an impact in the world are the ones who refuse to accept mediocrity as their standard. They are the ones who decide that being average is not an option and that they were created for more. The danger of mediocrity is that it creates an illusion of security. It convinces people that playing it safe is better than taking risks, that blending in is better than standing out, and that avoiding failure is more important than striving for success. But comfort zones are prisons that keep people from realizing their true potential. They create a false sense of contentment while silently robbing people of the greatness that lies within them. The moment you decide that you will no longer settle for less, you begin to unlock the power of who you truly are. Fear is one of the greatest reasons people accept mediocrity. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and fear of the unknown keep many from stepping into their purpose. But fear is a liar. It makes people believe that they are not capable, not qualified, or not ready. The truth is that greatness is never about being completely ready. It is about being willing to take the first step. Those who refuse to settle understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every successful person has failed, but they did not let failure define them. Instead, they use it as a lesson, a stepping stone, and a tool for growth. Excuses are another reason people remain average. Excuses justify inaction. They give people permission to stay where they are instead of pushing forward. Those who refuse to settle do not make excuses, they make adjustments. They take responsibility for their lives and refuse to let circumstances dictate their future. Instead of saying, I can't, they ask, how can I? Instead of seeing obstacles as reasons to quit, they see them as challenges to overcome. The world is filled with people who have potential but never maximize it. Talent alone is not enough. Potential that is not developed remains dormant. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who do not is not talent. It is determination. The willingness to keep learning, growing, and improving is what separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Many people wait for the perfect opportunity before they take action, but there is no such thing as a perfect time. Those who refuse to settle create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Mediocrity is a mindset. It is not about ability, it is about perspective. Some of the greatest success stories in history came from people who had every reason to settle, but chose not to. They faced difficulties, limitations, and setbacks, but they refused to let those things define them. They believed in the greatness inside them even when no one else did. They worked when others rested, pushed when others gave up, and kept moving forward when others quit. One of the ways to break free from mediocrity is to surround yourself with people who challenge you. The company you keep influences the level you reach. If you are always the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Growth happens when you are pushed beyond your limits, and that only happens when you are around people who inspire, motivate, and challenge you to be better. Those who settle for mediocrity often surround themselves with others who do the same, creating an environment where average is acceptable. But those who rise to greatness seek out people who elevate them, who challenge their thinking, and who push them to reach higher. Excellence is a choice. It is not about perfection, but about doing everything with a commitment to being the best version of yourself. Those who refuse to settle do not accept half-hearted effort. They give their best, even when no one is watching. They are not motivated by applause or recognition, but by an internal drive to fulfill their purpose. Excellence is a habit, not an act. It is a way of thinking, a way of working, and a way of living. Breaking free from mediocrity requires a shift in mindset. It requires a decision to no longer accept average as enough. It requires the courage to dream bigger, work harder, and push further. Those who achieve greatness are not those who had it easy, but those who decided that they would never settle for less than what they were created to be. The power of perseverance separates those who merely start from those who finish. Many people have dreams, ambitions, and goals, but only a few ever see them fulfilled. The difference is not talent, intelligence, or opportunity. It is perseverance. The ability to keep going despite challenges, obstacles, and failures is what determines whether someone reaches their full potential. Too often people give up too soon, not realizing that the breakthrough they seek is just beyond the struggle they are facing. Life will always present difficulties. No path to success is free of resistance. Every great accomplishment in history came with challenges. But those who achieved it refused to quit. They faced rejection, opposition, and failure, yet they kept moving forward. Perseverance is the fuel that sustains a person when things do not go as planned. It is the ability to push through the discomfort, to rise after falling, and to continue even when progress seems slow. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey toward it. Many people fear failure and see it as a reason to stop, but failure is simply feedback. It reveals what needs improvement, what needs adjustment, and what needs to be done differently. Those who persevere understand that every setback is a lesson and every mistake is an opportunity to grow. They do not allow failure to define them. Instead, they use it as a stepping stone. The road to success is paved with failures, but those who keep walking will eventually reach their destination. The mind plays a critical role in perseverance. The way a person thinks determines how they respond to challenges. Those with a weak mindset give up at the first sign of difficulty, but those with a strong mindset push forward. A person who is committed to their vision does not allow circumstances to dictate their decisions. They understand that obstacles are temporary, but quitting makes failure permanent. One of the greatest tests of perseverance is the ability to keep going when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, and when progress seems invisible. Many people start strong but lack the endurance to continue. They become discouraged when results do not come quickly, not realizing that greatness takes time. A tree does not grow overnight. A strong foundation is built long before visible growth appears. Those who succeed are those who remain consistent, even when progress seems slow. There will always be moments when quitting seems like the easier option. The temptation to walk away, to settle for less, or to abandon a dream will come. But perseverance is the ability to resist that temptation. It is the discipline to stay committed even when the process becomes difficult. Those who persevere are not necessarily the most talented, the most skilled, or the most intelligent. They are the ones who refuse to stop. They understand that success is not given. It is earned through persistence and determination. The people who achieve the most in life are not those who never face challenges, but those who learned how to overcome them. They learned how to endure pain, how to navigate uncertainty, and how to keep their eyes on the vision despite distractions. They did not allow discouragement to stop them. They understood that perseverance is not just about surviving difficulties, it is about thriving in the midst of them. Perseverance is developed through discipline. A person who cannot endure small challenges will not be able to handle greater ones. Those who train themselves to be consistent in small things build the strength to persevere in greater things. Just like a runner must train daily to build endurance for a marathon, a person must develop daily habits that strengthen their ability to keep going. Commitment to personal growth, consistency in action, and a refusal to give up create the foundation for lasting success. The ability to persevere is often the deciding factor between those who succeed and those who do not. Many people have the same dreams, the same goals, and the same opportunities, but only a few are willing to do what it takes to see them through. The world is filled with people who started something great but never finished. What sets the achievers apart is their ability to push through difficulties, stay focused despite distractions, and keep moving forward when everything in them wants to stop. Every person will face moments when they question whether they have the strength to continue. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is the decision to press on. Strength is not found in never struggling. It is found in refusing to surrender to the struggle. Those who develop perseverance will always outlast those who rely only on talent, intelligence, or luck. The greatest victories belong to those who refuse to quit. The journey to becoming all you were created to be is not for the faint of heart. It requires discovering your purpose, embracing challenges, rejecting mediocrity, and persevering through every obstacle. You were not designed for a life of limitation, fear, or complacency. Everything you need to fulfill your destiny is already within you, waiting to be unlocked through faith, discipline, and relentless pursuit. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not talent or opportunity. It is the decision to keep going when others give up. You were created for greatness, and the only thing standing between you and your full potential is your willingness to rise above every limitation, silence every doubt, and walk boldly in the purpose for which you were born.